Hanohano Lānaʻi. Welcome to the third episode of Hanohano Lānaʻi, a series brought to you by Love Lānaʻi. In this episode, we continue where we left off in the last episode. As we learned, the late 1700s and the first few years of the 1800s brought about a lot of change to Lānaʻi. When we left off, the Ma'i'o Ku'u epidemic took a strong hold of the islands and caused severe population loss. What's in store for Lānaʻi for the rest of the 19th century? Let's find out in today's episode. Iho'omakakako. Let's get started. Did you know that pineapple is not native to Hawaii? It was actually introduced to these islands. Although the exact date of introduction is unknown, the first documented cultivation of pineapple was in January of 1813. Don Francisco de Paula Marin, a Spaniard, arrived in Hawaii in the early 1790s and quickly gained favor with Kamehameha, serving as an advisor, an interpreter, and even a physician. Marin cultivated grapevines and is credited with the first mango, orange, and pineapple crops in Hawaii. On January 21st, 1813, Marin noted in his journal, "This day I planted pineapple and an orange tree." In 1830, goats and sheep were introduced to Lānaʻi. These animals were brought to Hawaii in the late 1700s by European explorers. Little did they know, these ungulates would wreak havoc on the environment and destroy our fragile native ecosystem. Throughout the 1830s and 1840s, there was lots of change on Lānaʻi. In 1832, the population was estimated at 2,000 residents. In 1837, construction began on the stone and mortar school and meeting house at Kahalepalaua. A similar structure was built at Kihamaniania 3 years later in 1840. Kauikeaouli, Kamehameha III, instituted the mahele in 1848. The mahele was a system of land division that, for the first time in Hawaii's history, allowed land to be held in private interest. 5 of 13 ahupua'a that comprised Lānaʻi were granted to chiefly awardees, while the 8 remaining ahupua'a were retained by the government. Several small house lots and planting fields, termed kuleana, were granted to about 55 native tenants. The division of land into large parcels held in private interest is eventually what led to the island becoming consolidated under a single owner. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. As we can conclude from what we learned, the 1800s were a time of great change for Lānaʻi. We saw the decline of native population, introduction of grazing animals, and, for the first time in Hawaii's history, the institution of private land ownership. On the next episode, we'll learn about the turn of the 20th century, an era that brought about even more changes for our small island home. Until then, thank you for watching, and don't forget to click on the link in the description box to take the quiz. If you achieve a perfect score, you'll be entered to win a $25 food and beverage credit. So, ho'omai ka ia o ko. Good luck! And until next time, ahui ho.